Roomies, at this point, we've lost count of the number of reality TV stars who have been arrested or sent to jail shortly after their time in the spotlight. Love Star Island Hannah Smith was recently locked up for threatening an officer, but let's get into the long list of reality stars who have seen the slammer before her, so you know. For those of you who may have not heard, Hannah Smith from Love Island USA Season 6 recently had a little run-in with the law. According to reports, Hannah was arrested at a concert venue in Atlanta on September 30th for disorderly conduct. The reality star allegedly tried to punch an officer, spewed racist remarks, and also made terroristic threats while being escorted to her Uber. Hannah has since been released and apologized via social media for her behavior, but folks on the internet don't seem to be moved as of late. At this point, there's got to be some type of reality TV lockup pipeline that we don't know about, because these celebs always seem to find their way straight from the cameras to the cuffs. Let's get into what other reality stars are on the list. One of the most iconic reality TV stars to hit the cell block is Teresa Judis, one of the most loved personalities from the Real Housewives of New Jersey franchise. Judis served 11 months in prison in 2014 after being convicted of fraud. Her ex-husband Joe Judis was also sentenced to 41 months in prison for fraud and deported to Italy. Former Basketball Wives LA star British Williams is also serving time behind bars. Williams was sentenced to 4 years in prison after pleading guilty in May 2023 to 5 counts of misuse of a social security number, 4 counts of bank fraud, 3 counts of making false statements to the IRS, and 3 counts of wire fraud. Pleasure P was technically an R&B singer first, but since he made a few appearances on Love and Hip Hop Miami, we're gonna throw him in on this list too. In 2020, Pleasure P got into an altercation with a Checkers drive-thru worker in Miami Gardens, Florida, that ended with him in handcuffs. According to reports, there was a mix-up over $60 worth of food he ordered, which led to an altercation ending with him being taken into custody and booked for simple battery. He also posted a bond of $1,500 a few hours later and was released from jail. Love and Hip Hop star Joselyn Hernandez is no stranger to run-ins with the law. In fact, Hernandez was recently sentenced to 2 years of probation following an incident in Miami last year. According to reports, Hernandez got into a physical altercation with recording artist Big Lex, which led to her getting hit with resisting an officer, violence, battery on a law enforcement officer, and more charges. While Joselyn only got served with probation, Abby Lee Miller from the show Dance Moms wasn't so lucky. The former Dance Moms star served 1 year in prison in 2017 after pleading guilty to felony bankruptcy fraud. She was released in May 2018. Chrisley Knows Best stars Todd and Julie Chrisley sent shockwaves through the reality TV world when they were arrested and charged with federal tax evasion. Todd Chrisley was sentenced to 12 years in prison, and his wife Julie was sentenced to 7 years for bank fraud and tax evasion. Another reality star scandal that shocked viewers revolved around Jerry Harris from the Netflix show Cheer. In July 2020, the former Cheer star was sentenced to 12 years in prison for soliciting and receiving explicit messages on Snapchat from at least 10 to 15 individuals he knew were minors and other inappropriate sexual misconduct. In a similar case, Josh Duggar of the show The 19 Kids and Counting was sentenced to 151 months in prison after he was convicted of receiving and possessing child pornography in December 2021. Another one of the most serious cases of reality TV lockup came from James Tim Norman, who appeared on Welcome to Sweetie Pies. In March 2023, he was sentenced to life in prison for murder for hire against his nephew, Andre Montgomery Jr. Jen Shah of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City may not be serving life, but she's also currently behind bars after being hit with a 6.5-year sentence after pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud in connection with telemarketing. She's expected to be released in December 2027. Of course, it wouldn't be a reality TV list without honorable mention to the long list of Love and Hip Hop stars that have been arrested for fighting in the club and acting a fool in public. What do you think, Roomies? What celebs would you add to this list? Did any of these run-ins with the law surprise you? Roommates, thanks for watching TSR So You Know of the week. Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. Keep watching So You Know.